Chosen one, you didn't land here by accident. You were guided. The noise around your life has grown louder. Pressure, strange resistance, doors that almost open and then shut, people turning cold, restless nights, shaken thoughts, and a question keeps whispering, why am I under attack? Listen carefully. This isn't random, coincidence, or bad luck. You're facing spiritual resistance because you're marked, with destiny, with purpose, with an assignment that threatens darkness. The fact that you're here confirms it. Not everyone will understand what you're about to hear, but your spirit does. What I share today must be heard in full. The final revelation ties everything together. Without it, the puzzle stays scattered. With it, the storm starts to make sense. Stay to the end and don't miss that key. If your spirit already feels the weight of these words, pause now. Like this video as an act of faith. Subscribe to stay aligned with what heaven puts on your path. And declare in the comments that you are stepping into alignment. Prepare your heart. What follows will shake, heal, and awaken you. You're not under attack because you're cursed. You're under attack because you're marked. Heaven placed a seal on you before you entered this world. Set apart, different, unexplainable to others. And that mark has been noticed, not only by heaven, but by hell. It's like a flame in the night, a lighthouse on a cliff, shining through storm and darkness. That light draws those seeking direction, but it also attracts predators. And your very glow has made you a target. Think of Joseph, a young man who carried a dream from God. The Bible says his brothers hated him, not for what he did, but for what he carried. Here comes that dreamer. Let us kill him and see what becomes of his dreams. Genesis 37:19-20. Joseph didn't ask for the vision. It was given. Yet the very gift became the reason for his betrayal, his pit, and his prison. Your life mirrors this. The dreams in your heart, the wisdom in your mind, the sensitivity in your spirit. These are the very things that make you stand out. And because you stand out, you face attacks others never will. You may have asked, why do I feel different? Why is my path harder than those around me? The answer is simple. You carry destiny, and the enemy trembles at that mark. He cannot erase the dream God placed in you, so he tries to bury it beneath fear, doubt, rejection, and chaos. But listen, your struggle is not weakness. It's proof of strength, not mistakes, but calling. If you were ordinary, you'd be ignored. But you carry heaven's blueprint for transformation. Breathe this in. You are not attacked because God has abandoned you. You are attacked because he has invested in you. Thieves don't dig where there is no treasure. You are that treasure, and the digging is the struggle, the attempt to steal what heaven entrusted to you. Yet Scripture declares, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. The weapons will form, the attacks will come, but they cannot destroy you. You are still standing, and that is the greatest evidence of the mark you carry. If the mark explains why you're noticed, betrayal explains why you're pressed. The sharpest wounds rarely come from strangers. They come from familiar hands. Voices that once spoke kindness now carry doubt. Eyes that once admired you now watch with suspicion. This pain is heavy, hated without reason, rejected without cause, wounded by the very ones you loved. David knew it well. He served Saul faithfully, soothed his spirit with music, defeated Goliath, yet Saul's heart turned against him. Love was poisoned by jealousy. Affection turned into pursuit. David became hunted by the king he honored. And Jesus, he healed the sick, raised the dead, shared bread with his disciples. Yet one of them betrayed him with a kiss, a sign of intimacy twisted into treachery. Perhaps you felt it too. Betrayal disguised as love. Words spoken with a smile but dripping with poison. Promises of loyalty, followed by sudden abandonment. It cuts so deeply because it's not just about you. It's about what you represent. Your growth exposes what others can't face in themselves. Your vision reveals their lack of one. But betrayal is not proof that you're unloved. It's proof that you're marked. Joseph would never have entered Egypt without his brother's betrayal. David would never have become king without Saul's pursuit. Jesus would never have reached the cross without Judas's kiss. What feels like destruction is direction, heaven's hidden strategy to move you where you must be. Think about your own story. The betrayal hurt, yes, it broke your heart. But didn't it also redirect your path? Push you out of places you would have stayed too long? Free you from ties that could have strangled your destiny? You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. Genesis 50:20. This is the paradox. The wound becomes the weapon, the loss becomes the ladder, the rejection becomes the redirection. Why does it hurt so much? Because gold is refined in fire, and your heart is refined through relationships. Betrayal teaches you to trust God above men, to anchor hope in the eternal, to love without clinging and serve without chains. Painful, yes, but sacred. It matures you. It makes you unshakable. Yet this is only the beginning. If betrayal comes through people, the next wave comes from the unseen, the invisible realm where the battle intensifies. Prepare your heart, because now we step into the unseen war. Your fight is not with people, it is with the unseen, the invisible realm, the forces moving behind the curtain of the natural. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers of darkness, and spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12. This is why resistance continues, no matter how much you try to fix things in the physical. The battle is spiritual. That heaviness you feel when waking, the sudden anxiety with no cause, the confusion right before breakthrough, these are not coincidences. They are invisible arrows, weapons aimed to weaken your spirit. It's like walking through fog. The path is there, but vision is blurred. You feel pressed, yet can't identify the source. That is the unseen war. Daniel knew it. His prayer was delayed 21 days because an unseen prince resisted the messenger of God. Daniel 10:13. The battle was not in the palace but in the heavens. The same happens with you. Delays, locked doors, strange opposition. It is not that God said no. It is that the unseen realm resists what heaven already declared yes. And this is why prayer matters. Daniel kept praying, and heaven sent Michael, the archangel, to break through. Your whispered prayers shake the unseen. Every decree sends ripples through realms you cannot see. But the struggle is real. You grow weary. You wonder, why does this battle never end? Listen, if you were not a threat, the fight would not exist. The enemy fears what you carry, the light you release, the souls you will touch, the testimony of your survival. That is why the arrows keep coming. Not because you're weak, but because you're powerful. Not because you're failing, but because you're near breakthrough. Think of labor. Contractions grow stronger before birth. The pain intensifies, but it's not death. It's life about to emerge. The unseen war is labor, the final resistance before manifestation. So don't despise the pressure. Don't mistake the fog for failure. You are not losing, you are birthing. The war continues because you are still a threat. The fact that the battle rages proves heaven's assignment on your life is unstoppable. And here lies the question: why does God allow it? Why doesn't heaven remove the fight? The answer is deeper than resistance. It is refinement. Every unseen war is training for what must rise. Heaven allows what hurts to shape what must endure. This takes us to the next revelation. If the unseen war explains the weight, heaven's strategy explains the reason. And once you see it, everything you've endured will look different. Prepare your spirit, because in the next part we uncover why God permits these battles and how each storm has secretly been shaping you for your next season. You've seen the mark. You've felt betrayal. You've endured the unseen war, and now the question rises: why would a loving God allow his vessels to suffer so fiercely? Every attack is not only resistance, it is refinement. Heaven's hidden strategy. Think of coal pressed under unbearable weight. It becomes a diamond. The pressure you feel is not punishment, it is transformation. Heaven is making you unbreakable. Look at Job, a man blameless before God, yet permitted to lose wealth, health, even his children. Still he declared, Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Job 13:15. And when testing ended, God restored him double. His suffering was preparation for greater glory. So it is with you. The fire is not meant to consume, it refines. It strips fear, burns doubt, awakens strength you didn't know you carried. Without the storm, you'd never learn to command the winds. Without the wilderness, you'd never meet the God who provides manna. The enemy aims to break you, but in God's hands, the same attacks build you. Tears become oil, loss becomes wisdom, scars become authority. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. Romans 8:28. Not just victories, but betrayals, delays, heartbreaks, unseen battles, all woven into a tapestry of purpose. Why does God allow it? Because he trusts you with it. Heaven saw your spirit before birth and knew you could endure what others could not. Your resilience is by design. You were chosen because you would not break under the weight. But the question still whispers, why so much pain? Why so much loss? Because your story isn't only for you. It's for those who come after you. Those who watch your endurance and find strength in your survival. Those who hear your testimony and believe deliverance is possible for them too. You are heaven's blueprint. Your life is a prophetic picture. Every struggle becomes a sermon, every battle a message. The divine strategy is this: turn pain into prophecy, trial into testimony, scars into signs of glory. Reflect for a moment. The moments you thought would destroy you, did they not give you wisdom and compassion? The seasons you thought wasted, did they not build endurance? What looked like ruin was reshaping. Heaven's strategy has always been to transform the enemy's weapons into your authority. And now, with this understanding, we must face the next danger, the silence trap. For if God's strategy is to refine you, the enemy's counter-strategy is to silence you. He knows your voice carries fire. Heaven's strategy refines you. But the enemy's counter-strategy is to silence you. He wants your roar locked inside, your testimony buried, your prayers muted. Why? Because he knows your voice carries fire. It is not your strength, talent, or knowledge that terrifies him. It is your voice. Your words shift atmospheres. Your prayers stir angels. Your declarations echo through realms unseen. That is why the pressure to stay quiet is so strong. Think of Jeremiah. He tried to remain silent, thinking it would protect him. Yet the word of the Lord burned in his bones like fire, and he could not contain it. Jeremiah 29. Silence nearly suffocated his calling, but fire forced him to speak. You felt it too, the heaviness that makes you withdraw, the whispers that no one will listen, the shame that tells you to hide. These are not random thoughts. They are strategies designed to mute your roar, but your voice is more than sound. It is a weapon, a trumpet that shakes strongholds, a sword that cuts chains, a key that unlocks destinies. When you pray, angels move. When you worship, darkness trembles. When you testify, others awaken. Silence may feel safe, but it hides you from purpose. Think back to the seasons when you pulled away, when your words stayed buried. Weren't those also your darkest battles? That was no coincidence, it was the silence trap. But you cannot remain caged. Your words carry authority. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. Your tongue determines breakthrough or bondage. That is why you must speak life over your destiny. Decree victory over your path. Declare, even when it feels weak, I am chosen, I am preserved, I am unstoppable. Because silence is the enemy's cage, but sound is your key. And now, with your roar awakening, we must go deeper. The reason you've been under such relentless attack is not only about your past or present, it is about your future. Chosen one. By now you see the patterns. You carry the mark. You endured betrayal. You've been pressed by the unseen war. You've learned heaven's strategy and you've faced the silence trap. But the greatest reason for the intensity of your battle is still hidden. And now, it is time to uncover it. Hear this clearly. You are not attacked because of who you were. You are not even attacked simply because of who you are now. You are attacked because of who you are becoming. The enemy has seen glimpses of your future. He has seen visions of what will happen if you rise fully into your assignment. He knows the lives that will be healed when you walk in your calling. He knows the chains that will break when you speak your testimony. He knows the generations that will shift because of your obedience. And it terrifies him. So he fights you in the present to stop the future. He attacks you in seed form because he fears your harvest. Think of a seed. Before it becomes a tree, it must be buried, covered in dirt, pressed in darkness, and then it cracks. The breaking of the seed looks like death, but it is life in disguise. You are that seed, chosen one. The burying was your isolation. The darkness was your trial. The cracking was your heartbreak. But all of it was proof that your roots are going deeper, that your branches are preparing to spread, that your fruit is on the way. The enemy knows it, and that is why he attacks. Consider Jesus in the wilderness. Before he healed the sick, before he walked on water, before he went to the cross, he was led into the desert to be tempted by the devil. Matthew 4. Why? Because the enemy always attacks destiny before it manifests. Moses was hunted as a baby. Joseph was thrown into a pit before he reached the palace. David was chased before he wore the crown. And Jesus was tempted before his ministry began. Beloved, do you see the pattern? Attack before assignment, pressure before promotion, warfare before destiny. You, chosen one, are standing in that same pattern. The resistance you face is not punishment. It is prophecy. It is proof that your future carries such weight that even hell is trembling. This is why you feel the heaviness. This is why you've been misunderstood. This is why the warfare has intensified. Because heaven already wrote your victory, and the enemy is reacting to it. But here lies the paradox. The attacks meant to stop you are the very things pushing you into destiny. The storm is steering your ship. The wilderness is shaping your strength. The battle is unlocking your authority. I want you to pause here. Reflect on the moments you thought would break you. Did they not also build you? Did you not emerge wiser, stronger, sharper? What was meant to destroy you actually defined you. This is the mystery of being chosen. Your warfare is not about your past. It is about your prophecy. Your survival is not random. It is preparation. Your tears are not wasted. They are watering the soil of your destiny. Romans 8:18 says, "For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed in us." Did you hear it? The present pain cannot compare to the future glory, and that future glory is the reason you are attacked. But there is one more revelation, the deepest truth of all. And it is this truth that will unlock peace in your storm and power in your spirit. Because while the enemy fights your future, heaven has already secured it. The final revelation is not about the attack. It is about the victory already written before your birth. And this is what we will step into next. The ultimate truth, the missing key, the revelation that ties everything together and shows you why you are unstoppable. So prepare your heart. Because the next words you hear will not only explain your journey, they will unlock your destiny. Chosen one, we have walked through the storm together. We have traced the path of your pain, the mark, the betrayal, the unseen war, the strategy of heaven, the silence trap, and the hidden reason. And now, here is the final revelation. The truth the enemy never wanted you to hear. You are attacked not because you are losing, but because you already won. Did you hear that? The warfare is not a prophecy of your defeat. It is a reaction to your victory. Hell fights hardest where heaven has already declared triumph. Revelation 12:11 says, "They overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony." Your victory was sealed by the blood of Jesus long before the attacks began. The enemy is not trying to stop you from being chosen. He is trying to make you forget you already are. Beloved, every storm was training. Every loss was preparation. Every tear was a seed. and heaven has used it all to shape you for this moment. Your survival was not random, it was strategic. You were preserved because you carry an assignment that cannot be silenced. Your scars are not signs of defeat. They are the proof of your authority. So rise, stand tall in your identity. The storm that tried to drown you will become the water you walk on. The fire that tried to consume you will become the flame that lights your way. The pit that tried to bury you will become the platform where your voice roars. This is the hour of awakening. No more shrinking back. No more silence. No more questioning your worth. Say it with me now. I am chosen, I am preserved. I am unstoppable. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Every tongue that rises against me shall fall. My destiny is sealed. My calling is sure. My victory is already written. Beloved, let these words settle deep in your soul. You are not just surviving. You are stepping into purpose. You are not just enduring. You are advancing. You are not just marked. You are crowned. And now, as we close, I invite you to seal this word with action. Not as routine, but as alignment. If this message spoke to your spirit, like this video as a declaration of faith. Subscribe, not just as a click, but as a covenant to stay connected to what heaven is releasing. And comment below, I am chosen and I will rise. Type it boldly. As a prophetic decree over your life, heaven guided you here, and heaven will carry you forward. You were not abandoned in the storm. You were trained by it. And now it is time to walk in the fullness of who you are. The world is waiting for your light. The nations are waiting for your roar. And heaven is cheering, whispering over you even now. You are chosen. You are preserved. You are unstoppable.